Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. It's Amira here from A-Level Maths Mastery. Now, I'm speaking with a former student who I've worked with, Amira, and her mum. So I'm just going to interview them, get their feedback on how they found tuition with me over the past couple of years. So Amira, hope you're doing well. What was the main reason why you and your mum both decided, hey, you know what, I might need some extra help in my maths? What was going on?
So coming from GCSEs, I got a 9 in maths and I started year 12 strong. However, when it went towards like Christmas time, I was really lacking in maths. I was getting like 20% in topic tests, which as you can like understand, from a 9 to 20%, it was like a huge jump. And I was like, oh my God, like this can't be happening. I need to, because I also knew I wanted to do medicine. So I knew I needed at least an A or an A star to get in. So, and I had a tutor beforehand, but every single time I went to him with questions to, ask, I sort of I went away with him feeling a bit more confused than I wanted, like, as before I started. So, yeah, and then my mom found Amrit on Facebook and we had an interview and we were like, okay, let's give it a shot. And
Hmm.
honestly, best decision ever.
Well, I'm glad that's very kind words. I appreciate that. Just like, based on what you said, why were you getting 20% though out of interest? Because a lot of people will be thinking, Amira, they're like, hang on, Amira had a 9 in GCSE, so surely she should be getting 80, 90%, right? What was making you get 20%? What was it?
I think so. I think my school was not like they weren't like organized in the best way,
Mhm.
and I don't think they could explain the maths in simple terms. And I think jumping from GCSE maths to A level maths, it was quite a big jump, and they weren't they were just using lots of like mathematical jargon and everything was so hard to understand, and we had so much homework, but all of the questions were just like, oh my God, where do I even start? Or for example, in lesson they will give us like an example with like a maths equation or something, and they would show us like the easiest question you could get, and then in the homework or in the worksheets you would get like the most hard question, and you're just there like, oh my God, where do I even start?
Mm.
So yeah, I think that's why I went from 9 to like really bad results.
Got it. Okay. So they were going through it quite quickly. The questions were quite basic. There's a lot of work and just using a lot of terminology that didn't really make much sense, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And then when you and your mum saw like me and stuff and online and you inquired, I remember we spoke briefly, right? What was the main decision that made you both decide, hey, you know what? Let's actually try and give this a go. It might actually help. What was that reason?
I
You
think,
want,
do you want to go?
the main reason, remember, I spoke to you, and then we got my daughter involved, spoke to you as well, and she's as we can see that you're open-minded. So because the maths has to have the understanding, the child need to understand why he's doing what he should do, and then any problem will be applied the knowledge. And then we thought you are young, you are open, so we said, well, let's give it a try and see. And then when we tried, I mean, the way how you explained it to us, it made sense to us because Amira, her sister went through the math. So she said, Mom, this is the best person I think you should have.
Yeah.
So she made that decision with us.
I think
So
another
Yeah.
thing
right, so it was your sister, was it, Amira, as well, who said,
yeah
you
Yes.
know, why did
Yeah.
she say that? Like
I
just
think
out of interest.
I think the reason why she said that was when we did the interview, I remember you sent us like a demo class that you did with somebody else or a
Sample
snippet from
lesson.
your videos,
Yes.
and she saw that you like explained the question really really well to the individual, and she was, I think from then she was like, okay, this maths tutor is really good, he will ensure that you understand why you're doing something and not just tell you to do it, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I think
I think
that's
it
why.
was the log sample lesson, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
It's a good lesson. It's a good lesson. I look at it, well, that was a good lesson. But yeah, like the whole point is I want you to get it because otherwise, when you see a tough question, you know what's going on, right? Also, you
Yeah.
like the fact that there was a structure, it was explained clearly, so that's what gave you confidence, right?
Yeah.
All right. So then when you did come in and you worked with me in year 12 and then for a little bit afterwards, and then in year 13 also, what were some of your favorite parts of the tuition, like in terms of the structure, the teaching, what was kind of provided? What did you enjoy the most?
I think for me, I really enjoyed how many lessons there were in the week. I didn't feel like I was left out in the loop, especially with the app, like the school app, and obviously previously with the Facebook group. I always felt like I was in the loop. I could always try so many different types of questions. I didn't have to go like rummaging online for questions on logs or question on trig. It was just all there in one place, and you were always available to ask questions, like to answer questions. If I posted any question on the group on the school app, you were always there quickly. Also with like the office hours, like I would always, like, you were always essentially available, which felt really good. And I think that's what makes you stand out from lots of other tutors, because with other tutors it's like, okay, this day 1 hour, and then like we'll see you next week for another hour. But with you, it was like, okay, tomorrow we're gonna do something, and the day after we're gonna do something. So it was so like, yeah, it just made sense, if that makes
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so you like how it was like regular, there was a rhythm.
Yes, yes. It was on the
Because it's
regular
important
and from
because
the beginning.
yeah, no, absolutely. Because we want to make sure you get through enough content, right?
Yes. And then
Amira, yeah, go on, sorry, your mum was saying.
yeah. And then when you finished the program, you had enough time to do a revision and to do exercise more in tough. Yeah.
Yeah, tough
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you
I
like
think what
that.
I'm trying to say is that you finished the syllabus really early. So I never felt like on the day of the exam I had to like go and learn a quick
Yeah.
lesson. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
I
was
wanted you to
everything.
finish it with plenty of time so that it made, you know,
Yes.
you could do more papers. Amira,
Yeah.
what would you say to like some students? Because sometimes when I speak with students and parents, they're like, hey, can I juggle this with my other subjects? You know, so you obviously did other subjects too, right?
Yeah.
So what would you say to them, like in regards to, is it possible to manage other subjects from your experience?
Yeah, so I mean, I did biology, chemistry, and maths, which are all extremely demanding subjects. And I still felt as though with your course, alongside all the topic tests that I have had in school for maths and also for my other subjects and revising for those, I think there was enough time to do everything. I never felt like I had to give up one to do the other, if that
Got
made
it.
sense.
Yeah.
Especially because lots of your lessons are in the evening time. I would always have time before, like when I come back from school, I always had like an hour or two to sit down, even to have time for myself. Like I didn't ever feel like I was drowning in work or
Okay.
anything. Yeah.
So you find it quite manageable and it was okay.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I try to tell this to other people, but you know, sometimes it's nice when they can hear it from someone else's perspective, right? So,
Yeah.
okay. And like, so you went from getting 20% in topic tests, right? How did you actually do in the real exam? What did you get?
So I got an A, which, oh, I was so happy. I was so relieved. Yeah, I got an A.
And what are you now able to do? What are your plans moving forward? Where are you going to uni? What are you studying?
So I'm going to the University of Southampton to study medicine. I also got accepted into all of my other courses. So I got accepted into King's. I could have went there to do medicine as well. So yeah.
Oh, that's really good. How are you and your mum feeling on results day? You know, when you opened your results, what was going through your mind?
Oh, I was so chuffed, honestly. Like, it was such a relief because after you do your exams, I went on holiday and I was just constantly dreaming, oh my God, I might have failed. Oh my God, what if I passed? Oh my God. And then on the day, it was just like a weight was lifted off my shoulders completely. And I didn't have to think of, what if I don't get in? What if I have to do this again? What if I have to resit my maths exams? Because that was always the thing in the back of my head. Whenever I was revising, I was like, I need to get an A so I don't have to resit these exams. And yeah, that's what happened. So I think everybody was really happy.
Yeah.
No, that's good. I'm very pleased for you too. What would you say, Amira, then? So let's say someone who's thinking about joining, what would you say to them so that they can actually get the best results? What would you recommend for like your strategy moving forwards for them? What would you say for them to do so that if they come into the process, they're going to get the best they're going to get the best outcome?
I think for me, the most important thing is being like being aware from day one, not just like leaving revision to last minute. I think if you're, you know, revising from the day you start until the day you end, you're guaranteed a good grade. You're never there like, oh my God, I need to learn this. Oh my God, I need to do that. And I think that's another reason why your course is just so amazing, because it's so regular and you have so many lessons. You always feel like you're on top of it. You're never like, oh no, I don't know how to do this. Oh, I've left all my revision to pile up until 1 month before the exam, because you're always being refreshed with all the problem classes, all the office hours, all of like the regular lessons as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, and also like with the community that you have on school, because everyone's always posting questions and there's always reminders being put up there, always motivational like quotes and things. You always feel like you have to do something. So yeah, I think that's what really helped me, just always being on top of it from day one and not slacking for the 2 years.
For sure. No, and absolutely so important, right? Because you know, it's not just me, it's also the hard work that you put in too. You know, I can help you with the understanding, the structure, but you've got to put the practices. When you combine both, that's when you truly see the results, right?
Yeah.
And what would you say to another student who's thinking about doing medicine or who's thinking about going to like a top uni? What would you say to them if they're like, let's say they rang you up and like, Amira, I've just spoke with Amrit, should I go for it? What would you say to them?
I would say 100%. You should just do it. Join the course. Honestly, it changed my life. And I always tell my mom, if it wasn't for Amrit, I wouldn't be here today, and I wouldn't even know what I'd be doing. And just some random like general advice: take time for yourself, take a break sometimes. Like, don't feel like you have to overwork yourself, because that's not sustainable, especially for like 2 years. And yeah, just have fun, enjoy maths. That's how you get good at it.
It's not actually too, but you just have to get the question right.
Yeah, and it's fun when you do it. You're like Einstein. You're like, yes.
Exactly. Well, Amira, it's really good to speak with you. I'm glad you and your mum and stuff. It's really good. I've never seen anyone smile this much. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
Very happy.
I'm always smiling there, but
that's good. Well, listen, you got into medicine, amazing. Got a really, really good future ahead of yourself. So I'm very excited for you, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your help.